I think that this concept is going to be better explained through fiction. But it's been more than 2 years that I haven't watched anime, and sometimes content related to it pops in my YouTube feed, and there's things about this knowledge that is shared and we fail to pay attention to it. Many agree that this one is a very iconic chapter of anime, so I'm going to try and describe it to you and relay the concept. There's a fictional fight that's going to be taken between this old man right here that I'm using the mouse, I don't know if it's clear, and this extraterrestrial looking type of thing which is an ant, and it's a chimera as they call them, which I think is a real word to that means a mix of two creatures, something like that. Let me look that real quick. Okay, so it's a mixture between two creatures, but at the same time it's mystical, so it's not real. Either way, these two individuals will be having a fight because this person or this character has been acting very dangerously, and so this old man has to intervene. This old man ability is him manifesting a statue. So here's the name of that fictional character, and you know who else has that name? It's Newton, of course. And so there's a play of words or naming when it comes to this. Basically, this character defies gravity with him manifesting something that's not real. And how does he defy gravity? Through invoking a statue that's something that shouldn't be happening again. So his technique is that he prays through the way he learned to pray, and the theory or the story behind it is that he meditated. So not only is he inspired from Newton, but he's also inspired from Buddha, and he basically meditated for months, years, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how much, but at a certain point he was basically doing some training before he started meditating. The faster he could finish his training, the more time he gets meditating and chilling. And so he was incentivized to train faster, and his training consisted of doing punches, a number of punches. And by the end of that entire meditation, he was able to do thousands of punches in seconds. That's the story behind the character. Okay, so here's a panel from the manga that shows how he did his training. Basically, he would be praying and then punching. That's his entire training. And the faster he achieved it, the better. Perhaps the fast parameter wasn't even a thing for him. The condition, again, of the training is that he can't punch unless he prays. And that's this character. Now, the other character is called Meruem. This is a chimera. He has all the stats maxed. Everything except speed, which, as I told you about the story of Netero, he has that covered. His entire training consisted of enjoying prayer. That's how he got into doing all his punches so fast. Imagine if he didn't enjoy prayer. he wouldn't be looking forward to finishing his training. And so this is the context of this fight. And there's a moment in the fight where the he's not a villain, by the way. No one is a villain. Everyone has a backstory. That's what you learn through anime. So there's a moment where Meruem realizes that he can't manifest and punch with his Buddha or statue looking like Buddha without actually praying, making a prayer. So to recap, this is what's really important to keep in mind, that this individual who did his training praying in a certain way, and every time he wanted to punch, he needed to pray first. This is the type of conditioning that he went through in order to become what he became later on, a very fast character. Now, what Meruem thinks is that just like everyone is told through the anime or made to understand, because in this anime there's a narrator that talks throughout the anime, which makes it very good one. Especially it was released in 2011, so I don't know if anime in today's age do this, but yeah, we get to know that it's a futile move for him to pray before punching. Why would you do that? It's an inefficient type of punching. And so this is the context of the fictional thing. Now we're going to move to what's real from all of this and what's to learn. Because I speak about myself. When I was watching this, I paid no attention to any of this. It was all about the music, the animations. This is the stuff that I got from watching this. But later on, I realized there's a lot of messages and insights that are encapsulated in these forms of media. There's this concept in psychology called anchoring and neural language programming. That's the scientific way of viewing it. I'm not going to dig on this one, but I'm going to give you real life examples. So if you want to further look up, you can either look into anchoring in psychology or neural language programming. So I spent a lot of time in the last year swimming. I no longer do that often, but in that time I learned a lot. There's a challenge that some people undertake, which is crossing the distance between France and the United Kingdom, and they do it in a single swim, not climbing back, not touching the boat, just getting bottles and feeding through the swim. And it's a very cold swim. That's the hardest part about it. First thing is that I think that spirituality and these kinds of feats are always linked. I don't think that there's someone who made this swim as a non-spiritual person. You have to believe that there's something more into this reality in order to achieve feats like these. So, relating to what I was saying earlier, there's this technique where the individual that is training for this, not only does he need to do the physical work, do the physical training, the cold showers, not even cold showers, cold swims for long hours. Not only that, they also need to prepare mentally. And one of the mental preparations is for the individual to sit down in front of a chimney and create an anchor. They have to be really in this stage of feeling the chimney, the heat, remembering it, Feeling is the secret, as the famous book implies. And so the swimmer creates here an anchor by doing a certain move that has nothing to do with the swim. He needs to create an anchor similar to what this fictional character is doing, which is that where is he? He needs to pray in order to manifest a non-existent, non-physical, impossible thing that defies gravity and all of that, defies all reason. What this technique does is that when you know very well the feeling of the chimney, when you know very well the feeling of the heat, you can invoke that feeling whenever you want it. And it's again through this thing called neural language programming or anchoring in psychology. I just gave an example of swimming. I'm sure there's a lot of sports that push the limits and require such mental techniques. Okay, so now we're going to move to another individual that to me resembles what Netero does in a certain way, which is that he's very knowledgeable in the sea. And yeah, I'm just going to tell you about what he did and relate to the move that Netero did, which is praying. One of the videos that he made is looking for the corpse of a little boy who drowned in a certain region, and the parents of the boy basically urged him for looking for their son. So I'm going to play parts of the video to show you what I mean and what I'm relating this video to. And I know with AI in the future, this content will be automatically translated. We're going to have different content across the world that's going to be popping from everywhere. This is what's popping in my country and I get to see it. I don't know what else is in other countries. So yeah, the sea is very turbulent and it's very dangerous. The parents of the deceased boy asked this person to go and look for their son, just the corpse. They just want reassurance that their son is. He speaks about this in detail many videos, how he doesn't do it so to find the corpse, but rather to reassure the parents. And so the sea is very dangerous from the video. And at the last time he decides that he's going to be making this, but what happens is that the current was very strong and he couldn't fight it. If you want, I am going to link the video in the description if you want to go and watch it. But either way, the plan was that he would enter the area where he's going to be looking for the kid, and it's very low probability that he will find it. It's just again for reassuring the parents. So what ends up happening is that the current is so strong that he won't even be able to exit when he finds that okay, this is serious. So his exit route is not working, and in the sea you'll need to have multiple plans. So what he ends up doing is, instead of exiting the sea from 100 meters or 300 meter swim, he ends up swimming for miles. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he really did swim for a long distance. As you can see, this is the day, and the end of the video, he ends up exiting at night. So he swam for an entire day, which is crazy to think about. without safety, without people guarding him. He's just going on his own. But this is the part that I want to show you, which is amidst all of this, while he's swimming, he's actually swimming from a different route, a longer route, while at the same time diving and looking down if he can find the little kid. This is energy that is technically not in his favor if he wants to survive based on the state of the sea. So he needs to do a long turn. I don't even think that it's visible from the video. I think it's way longer than this. But either way, he will be swimming, trying to uh, get a glimpse each time if he finds something while doing his route. And yeah, this is a very intimidating type of sea. If you know, you know. Alright, now I'm going to show you the part that is related to what really Netero is doing, which is, again, amidst all of this, he is still... We're interrupted with an ad. When the time comes, what he does is that, let me jump a little bit. Yeah, so he find a peaceful place to pray in, which is wild. You're in the middle of the sea, you might not make it, and he still finds time to do his prayer. And then he continues again. So I'm going to jump to the moment where he exits, and as you can see, he exits until the night. Yeah, so this person I've met in real life, I've swum with. He's a very nice and very generous person, so I felt like sharing this video as well. And how does this relate to the anchoring thing again? Is that perhaps this person wouldn't have made none of this. He wouldn't have been able to swim nor to keep his calm or anything unless he was going to pray when the time of prayer came. The same way Netero wouldn't have been able to be as fast as he was if he didn't train the way he trained and wasn't looking forward for prayer and meditation. So some things don't make sense, and we tend to underestimate them, yet they hold the biggest influence over us. This was a long video. I don't know if I've missed anything. I probably did miss a lot. And there's a lot of videos that I want to be making, yet I keep coming up with videos like these that have nothing to do with what I really want to post. They're great videos too, they're great concepts to talk about. But yeah, the topics they're cooking, and once I'm ready to talk about them, I'm going to post them too. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you on the next one.